What if your best years were behind you? I know no one says that out loud, but honestly, this is something I've been wrestling with lately.
And maybe this hasn't hit you yet, but at some point, it probably will.
I tied a lot of my value to the expansion, to my title, to what I had in the bank, and to how important I felt in the world. But when that starts fading, when that starts kind of taking a back seat, you start feeling like you're less than you were.
It's difficult to navigate that. And I think for me, it's been different. And we had dinner with some friends last night and had this conversation and said, is this a male-female thing where men feel like they really need to keep earning and provide? And, I was pretty career-focused and driven as well, but I don't think I have that same sense. And so it's been easier for me to not have my value tied to making as much money and growing a business and having my focus be on expansion.
I think you also have your parenting, being a mom is a really big role. There's a lot of value.
Yeah.
And your kids, you always are going to be parents to your kids. But as far as business goes, I do think that guys do have a lot tied to it. There's a lot of this feeling that we have to keep earning and providing at the same levels we always did. But the realities are that has to change. You can't keep playing a 35-year-old guy's game the same way. And also, why would you want to? I mean, it was so stressful always having to make so much money and always growing, always getting new clients and always bidding against jobs and going after, we ended up going after like huge agencies. So it was always very stressful in order to win the jobs. So it was really exciting and great, but it took so much energy. I mean, honestly, but like so many years went by that I didn't even notice them because we were so freaking busy. So the values when you're younger are accumulation, growth, expansion, money, notoriety. That's what you're going for. Now, that sounds exhausting to me. It sounds unnecessary to me. And it sounds like something that I really wouldn't want to do. I don't want to build another company like we did and sell it. That would be a huge thing. So, what is it now?
I think the value conversation now needs to shift from growing in business and shifting to time. And that's the conversation we had last night with our friends over dinner. It doesn't matter. There's a certain point where it's not about how much money you have. It's about how much time you have left. And that feels a little morbid.
It's because the rules have changed. Everything is changing now. And that's what we're all dealing with, is the rules are changing. Like, where do we fit into all this? If you shift the consciousness from money, going after money, to appreciating the time that you have, then that time becomes way more valuable than money. And it really gives you the motivation and a validation to actually approach your days more deliberately and consciously.
Right? That's true. I think also it's like, what then do you want your time and your days to look like, right? Then it becomes more deliberate, it becomes more intentional. And I think that's the big shift. That's a tough adjustment to make when you're used to striving for one thing, and then to say, okay, like we were, one of us, not me, was saying, if you're not building, this was, a conversation we had a while ago. If you're not building, then are you just slowly fading away?
Yeah, but that's left over from during the growth years of saying if your business isn't growing, it's dying.
Right, exactly. And so does that mean that as you as a person, if you're not growing a business, you're dying?
Or your relevance is dying.
Your relevance is dying, but it depends. Is your relevance dying? No, not.
Relevance is dying to the people who you were seeking your
recognition
from.
I got it.
Yeah, I mean, are you relevant in LinkedIn?
Anyway, going back to our conversation with our friends last night, what Kristen said was she was a financial planner for years, decades. And she said the conversation was always like, do I have enough? The implication and the intention being, do I have enough money? But there was very little conversation around around time and the idea of, okay, you stop this phase of your life, building, growing, accumulating, and then you step into what? People aren't prepared for that. And I think we weren't prepared for that at all. And all of our friends that we're talking to about this are in the same boat. And it's very hard, very, very hard to let go of that you.
Yeah, especially because you spent, decades and decades probably following the directions that you came up with when you were 20 about what your life trajectory should be. You never thought past that. And now all of a sudden you're in this phase and you're being asked to shift what value is and how you're approaching everything. In the United States specifically, this is very difficult because it's a very money-focused culture, and that doesn't slow down as you get older. It just means you should be a billionaire by now. But coming here, and Jay, our friend from last night, was saying, because they moved to Spain recently too, and he said, it's so interesting because here, nobody really cares what car you drive. They don't really care what you do. And we've said this in other videos. We have noticed this. This is everywhere in Spain. They are all about,
maybe not everywhere, because I think in cities they're probably,
yeah.
So you can't make a blanket statement like that.
But here in the cities that we are in, us and our friends and the people that we are meeting here, the focus isn't that. And a lot of people we meet here have a lot of money, but they don't talk about it. They don't wear it on their sleeves.
No.
And they don't judge by it. And actually they all have really nice cars. Our friends that are in where we're living right now, everybody has like a really nice Porsche here. Everybody. But they don't drive it.
No one drives it.
No,
it's bad form. It's bad form.
It's bad form. It's also bad parking.
It's also bad parking. Yeah. But it's I think what the point is that what they do value is time with their family, time with their friends, time to do the things that they enjoy.
Time to eat. Take time for a 3-hour lunch and not have it be like, oh, you're lazy. You're doing a 3-hour lunch. No, I'm going to stay up till 9:30 or 10 doing whatever I have to do. But I stop and I sit with my family and my friends and I take the time. That is rich from a perspective of time. If time is your value, that's rich. I mean, how many times have you, when you are working all the time, eaten lunch while you're working, while you're taking calls? We did that every day. I think I stopped eating lunch at some point because it was completely ridiculous. I wanted an IV. I just wanted, give me nourishment and let me keep going. That was my mentality anyway. Healthy? No, probably not. But it's very US-centric, at least in the advertising business it was. And now hopefully that's shifting these days, but that's not.
It's not.
Yeah, and now
people are having to work longer, harder, for less because everything costs more. So no, it hasn't shifted. The hustle culture hasn't shifted. I think for us, the way that we've shifted our value system has been, how are we using our time, one, to just be freaking happy and enjoy each other, enjoy this time in Spain, enjoy the beautiful, wonderful people around us and the place that we live.
And the culture that actually appreciates what we are now realizing is worth appreciating and going for.
Definitely. And we're spending a ton of time learning new things, new skills to keep our brain sharp. And it's also just really fun.
Yeah.
And donating our time and energy toward, causes that mean a lot to us, like dogs, and toward mentoring other people who are in that old stage of life and helping them any way we can. And it's gratifying and it doesn't feel less than.
It doesn't, but there is still a feeling sometimes when it's like, wait a minute, I don't hear anyone applauding anymore. I don't have 100 emails. I don't have people calling and saying, what do you think? You're the only one that can fix this. That is a big injection for your ego that happens along the way. And I really thrived off that, and I still do. But the bottom line is we may not be growing and expanding and thriving in the same ways that we did for the last 40 years, but we are growing and thriving and learning new ways to spend our time and connect with people and have a really good time. And at the end of the day, all along the way, didn't we always just look for the things that would make us happy? And we always wanted to go on vacation and spend time with our family. Now you can focus on that if you want to. You know, that's one of the beauties of this. Bottom line is, maybe the best years aren't about growth anymore. And honestly, I am still adjusting to that.
And if you felt this too, you are not crazy.
You may be crazy, but you're not the only one who's crazy.
Exactly. Anyway, if you're going through this or about to, or even just thinking about it, we would love to hear your thoughts and get some tips or commiserate or whatever together.
Or party along the way.
Yeah.
Figuring this out.
Yep. Anyway,
Ciao.